Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this Rest and Worship Saturday, where basically, we talk about like some topic having to do with spirituality, church or something. And so basically, we're on a series that is entitled The 90-Day Destiny Transformation, where we are starving our past and our history, accepting the life that Christ died for us to have, and also pursuing our purpose and our passion that prior to creation that he sanctified and ordained us for. And so today I would just like to talk a little bit about a new life experience. And I'm going to talk about the story about, how it was for me when I first became a Sabbath keeper. And so basically, stand by. Okay, so for those of you who do not know, my name is Sheila Rollins, and I am the founder of H.U.L.A Ministries Entertainment and Associates Inc. And on this YouTube, we are Overcomers Anonymous. We support anyone desiring to overcome anything, and we do it with Jesus Christ being a higher power, and also what He's accomplished for us on the cross. Therefore, our wholeness, our cleanliness, our completeness, our forgiveness, the things that we thought were impossible becomes possible with Jesus Christ. But however, in order for us to get all that He's offered, we must be obedient to His word. And I encourage the King James Version and also the Ten Commandments, where He admonishes us to keep His seventh-day Sabbath. These things are binding us for eternal life. The arrow next to the title is a description. You'll find all that information there. So basically, when I think about a new lifestyle, I'm not really into diets or anything, because diets, it seems like to me, they're just temporarily, perhaps, you've been in a wedding or something, or you're going on a trip or whatever, you want to lose 10, 15 pounds. And so you eat smaller portions, you may exercise a little bit more, drink more water, whatever the case. And then when that time is over, you're back to life as you once knew it. However, a lifestyle is a little bit different. It's like little by little, you build and constantly, progressing more and more and more into wholeness, healing, happiness, a better way of eating, better way of drinking, and, exercising and all those good things. And so, about a time when I was I think I was 19, could have been 18, deciding that I want to be a Christian. I want to live my life the way God wanted me to live. Basically, the life of sin in the time that I had backsliding, because I was raised a Christian. I had backslidden from age 17 to 19. It didn't profit me. While when I partied and I danced and, drank my little liquor or whatever, it appeared that I was happy, I could forget some of the problems that I was having, some of my struggles and all that, but they always came back. And there was never a solution to those problems until I became a Christian. And for the most part, it's been only very recently that the Lord has helped me to overcome some really, really bad things like trauma and stuff like that I had experiencing as a child. But anyway, stand by as we get into this. Check out my other YouTube, which is The Pursuit of Christ, and also the playlist on this YouTube and that YouTube. This YouTube is H.U.L.A Ministries Overcomers Anonymous. And so so check out the playlist. I have a lot there for you. Comment which is your favorite, okay? And so I thought that I would tell my story. So basically, to be honest with you, I was impacted by what other people thought. What they thought about this new life that I call myself living. It was different, because I had learned about the seventh-day Sabbath, which is the fourth commandment. And, I started to go to church. That time I had Bible studies and all that. And so the friends that I had where I partied with, we were starting to, lose contact a little bit. But God was filling it up, that space up with new friendships, And so even in my new friendships, I was still concerned about whether I would be accepted. Would they like me? Would they include me? And all that kind of stuff. And so it was kind of like, I was young. You're talking a 19-year-old, you know. And so basically I can remember like enjoying the church. But in some respects, I was on pins and needles a little bit too, you know. Remember, y'all, that we get all that God has when we be obedient to Him, okay? Yeah, so, and remember, we do what we do because of Jesus Christ being our higher power, okay? And so when we ask Him to come into our life, to whatever part that we're struggling with or whatever, He will. You know, He can call on Him in a time of trouble and He'll be right there to help us. You know, so, okay, so, you know, I had the Bible study about the Sabbath and everything. I started to go to church. I was enjoying myself. I was learning songs. I was meeting new people. I was learning to taste different kinds of foods and stuff like that. Because what the church that I went to, while they were not vegan, and you know, vegan means no animal products at all. Vegetarian, you know, they eat cheese, drink milk, and they eat eggs. That's vegetarian. And so, you know, a lot of people were vegetarians and they would make foods that way and stuff like that. And I was tasting different things. Some things I liked, some things I didn't. Some things that I didn't like at first, I learned to love later on and desired those and paid my money for them. You know, and so basically, you know, like I said, I was enjoying myself, but it was kind of bittersweet. Bittersweet because one reason that I found them to be very, very knowledgeable, for one thing. And I was a little bit, what's the word? I guess taken back by that a little bit. Like I was afraid that some of the questions that they would ask me stuff. And I had my little daughter. My daughter was 4 years old. And so it encouraged me, though, to study. So, you know, I had to be to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, so I got me and my daughter up earlier and we would have worship and I would do the children's section of my Bible, and we learned story after story. And before you know it, at church, we were putting up our hands. It was hard for us to keep our hands down because we had learned so much in reading a different story each day. You know, and so also, you know, I was ashamed like to carry my Bible because I didn't want people to know that I was sold out for Christ or that I was getting that way, you know, but I was enjoying myself too. But it was like a double-edged sword somewhat, you know what I mean? And so anyway, I can remember walking down the street with my Bible and like hiding my Bible so nobody wouldn't see my Bible. And because I thought the Sabbath keeping was new, and this was something that a new invention or something, and that, you know, a lot of people around me wasn't doing it, I would look from side to side before I went into church to make sure nobody wouldn't see me. And then I would run into the church and I was enjoying myself. My daughter was enjoying herself. They had Pathfinders, which is like a co-ed boy and girls club, you know, where they did like the same things that like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Was kind of like that. But they did stepping and they had drum corps and, you know, just a lot of things that they was learning. They had cooking classes and just a lot, you know. And so while I was insecure in the life that I had left, I was still insecure in the new life that I was developing. But as I continued, I can remember being, golly, what's that word that I want to use? Timid. I can remember being really, really timid, not sure of myself, of like what to do. You know, like how people would view me if I chose to do a particular thing. You know, like being able to voice, you know, how I felt and what I thought about a certain thing, especially when, you know, other people, that's my ex-boyfriend, other people did not agree with possibly what I was, you know, the stance that I had taken on a particular thing. And so anyway, I found myself getting more and more secure about it as time went on. So basically, I wanted to like get on here and encourage you to be patient, to treat yourself with kid gloves, you know, to show love and respect and consideration and not expect to be perfect or to do everything at one time perfectly. You know, God knows all about us. You know, He knows what position that we be in right now. You know, He knows how we would accept the new challenges that He's bringing us into. He knew all of that. And so yet, we have to accept it. We're okay. We're getting better every day, every moment of the day. So I just wanted you to be encouraged. I hope that you have a happy Sabbath. And according to Exodus 20, verses 8 to 11, it says, to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shall I labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and he hallowed it. And also, the Bible says that when Christ comes from one new moon to another, from one Sabbath to another, we'll come to worship the Lord. So it is a day of worship too. So I hope that you had a wonderful Sabbath as I have. Get some rest, have some fun, and enjoy. Calm down. Don't be so on edge about being perfect. I love you, and I'll see you in the next YouTube. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and ever. I love you. See you in the next YouTube.